disadvantage for those Pac-12 teams, but we'll see. We'll see how it happens. All right. Next up, there was more big news that happened today. Notre Dame athletic director Jack Swarbrick, if I can pronounce his name right here, stepped down today, and he will now stepping down in 2024. So he's been there 16 years at Notre Dame, done a lot of good things. From the campus Crossroads project where he reshaped the entire Notre Dame campus, built a brand new facilities, and really updated to bring them into the modern age. I think created one of the most sustained period of success in football since Lou Holtz, because after Lou Holtz left, it was pretty dark times being a Notre Dame fan. Helped build the upcoming 12-team playoff. He was part of the committee that built that. And he kept Notre Dame independent, made them a lot of extra money, working with NBC and various apparel deals. So, do you guys, sorry, Jess, I know you're not as close to the athletic director, what he's done at Notre Dame. Anything stand out to you as far as maybe what his legacy would be there?
I mean, the 12-team playoff is obviously a major deal. I mean, just the fact that we got the playoff to begin with, really changed the landscape of how we view some of these top teams. There's no telling, how, going all the way back to the first one, if we didn't have the playoff, Ohio State doesn't win that national championship. So and moving forward, I think, everyone has been pushing for more teams to be able to get into the playoffs. And if that ends up being, obviously there's the different tiers, we've talked about this, but, if there are these exciting runs that, an 8th seed or a 10th seed makes down the line because we have this 12-team playoff, everybody involved in making that is going to, be patting themselves on the back, as just the amount of money they're going to be making if they can advertise a crazy Cinderella run like that. And, I think he's going to, and I'm hopeful for it. So that would be my choice.
All right, Jordan, what about you, sir?
No, I definitely agree with Jess. But I think, that's like his legacy all around. I think his Notre Dame legacy is just, making Notre Dame football competitive again, making it the fans
making it great again.
Yeah, basically making Notre Dame football, back on top, back where it should have been for, before, and just all that, just, the reshaping Notre Dame campus around the stadium, the success they had, and even, keeping them independent because they get a lot of money and they can do whatever they want, basically. So I think that's going to shape his legacy. And I think he cares about being part of that 12-team playoff, but I think he cares more about what Notre Dame and where they are. And I think that's what his legacy is going to, be, just that Notre Dame aspect of it all.
Well, for sure. I think I kind of agree with you there. I think this is sustained success, the building of the program, like from training tables to facility upgrades to everything around there. Just that's part of how he built it all back up. So I definitely agree there. I really appreciate him for, he's one of the only athletic directors that's hired a black head coach for football, basketball, various other sports. I mean, I think they've been kind of ahead of the game there with the minority hiring. And so I think, I think that's part of his legacy as well. Taking the place would be Pete Bevacqua, who is the chairman of NBC Sports Group. He is a Notre Dame grad. He walked on with Lou Holtz when Lou Holtz was the coach. He has served as the CEO of PGA Golf Tour. He's been various high-level executive in the past, and he's passionate about NIL, helping to launch part of the NIL stuff with NBC. So do we think he's a good fit and could potentially be successful there based on what we know of him? Obviously, all that's on a resume doesn't mean it's going to cross over as athletic director. But what do you say, Jesse? You think he has the resume to be successful in this role?
I mean, if he knows what he's doing with the PGA and running all that sort of stuff, to put the best product out there, then I think he could. I mean, at this point, really, with what's been established by Swarbrick, at Notre Dame, I think it's just a matter of, keep the train going, just let things go as they need to. Don't interfere too much. I mean, I think a lot of times, similar to in professional leagues, Jerry Jones always wants the credit. He wants his guys there. Instead of doing what's best for the team, instead of what's doing best for the program, they get too involved. If you can just ease back only step in when it's truly necessary, then I think Notre Dame has enough positive momentum right now to just kind of coast. Hopefully you guys take the next step, but in terms of sustaining what you're currently doing, I think you guys could.
Jordan, when you're thinking of him in this position, what would you like him to focus on? Would it be NIL? Would it be joining a conference or not? Would it be a TV deal, the new apparel deal? There's a lot that he has to kind of figure out. What should be priority number one for him?
I think, especially, going off what Jess said, sustaining that, coasting on what's already there. I think right now it's, we've seen a bunch of hiring of TV execs and, things like that. And I think what he needs to focus on is NIL and getting that, especially at Notre Dame, getting that to a good spot where players want to come play here. There's so many players that want to play at a school, but now you're getting more money at this school, so I'm going to go here. So getting that and then just helping get value of recruiting, with Marcus Freeman and, all the recruiting staff that goes out and gets these guys, have their backs with NIL and things like that. And I think that would be the biggest thing for the first couple of years, and just riding the coattails of, Jack leaving, just keeping that, and then just working on the NIL for now.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think NIL, if you get the NIL right, then the football product will be really good on the field, which will help you with your TV deal, with apparel deals and everything else. My hope that is something he can focus on with the NIL world we're in today. I thought Jack did a really good job on a lot of different things, but he really was hesitant to talk about NIL. They have NIL deals with various, committees out there, but he just started talking about it over the last couple of months. He wasn't something he liked to talk about. So I like this person to become more front and center, talking about it and making recruits and people aware of the work that they're doing there. So we'll see if that happens. All right. Another bit of news that just came out.